Well, welcome back to the shed. And as you can see behind me, things have escalated pretty quickly, so let's catch you up.
This build series follows my journey as a backyard restorer, resto modding a 1964 EH Holden panel van equipped with not only a 3.8 litre Commodore V6 engine, but also an independent front end, an independent rear end, and all the mod cons you'd expect from a true resto mod. All of this thanks to a promise I made to my dying father, ensuring that his last car that he started to restore got finished.
Final assembly is cracking on, which is really good. It's actually quite dark in here, so we probably need to lighten this up a bit, but the job that I've got right now is going through and putting some sound deadener on. So I've gone and picked up some of the Car Builders black label sound deadener. So it comes in silver and it comes in black. When I did Sandy, the 45, I did it in silver, which was quite nice, but I don't think the black was around at the time. Now that the black's around, it's the one I want. So if we look at what I've got here, so I'm going to be putting it on the firewall, so the back of the firewall, the floor, except for the seat mounts. I won't be putting on the seat mounts, and I won't be putting it up here because I've got a real tight spot for the aircon unit. So I'll pretty much just go up to the sides there like that, all through. So everywhere on the floor I'll do. And then later on, I've also got some of the mass noise liner and the van liner, which I'll do probably in a later episode. Just today, I just want to get the floor sound deadening on so that I can start putting all the wiring and start bolting things up and that. So what I've done is when I painted it, so as you can see, that's in colour and that's in colour, but this is still black. So this is still just in epoxy. Because I was always putting the sound deadener over it anyway, the epoxy sort of, prevents rust from forming on the bare metal, but then I'm not wasting product as well that's going to get, painted, sound deadener over. So I figured I'll just leave all that black and it's fine. So as the case with paint, clean preparation, so I've put some wax and grease remover on the area, and it's as simple as just pulling it back and sticking it down. So if you notice on the backhand side of it, there's like a grid set of lines and everything like that. That's so that you can do some drawing on it and cut it and get it nice and straight and everything like that. So there's no real secret technique to it. I think if you can just sort of lay out a few pieces and go, yep, that's about the size of it and everything like that, that's what I find, because once you start going, that's when you'll need to really work out what pieces you need and everything like that. The big thing from doing it previously is take note of where your holes are, because there's nothing worse, you're trying to find a bolt hole later on and you don't know where it's gone. So what I tend to do is I use like a hole punch. So I'll mark out where it's meant to be, right? And then I'll go onto the bench, put a hole mark in it, send a hole punch through it so that I've got that hole there when I go and stick it down. So it's pretty simple. The other thing as well is that it's got little dimples. As you can see, it's got dimples in it as well. And what they're designed to do is, as you're putting it down and you're sort of flattening it, using one of the Car Builders rollers, you basically go through and you flatten out the dimples, and you can easily see where you flattened out, where you haven't flattened out, just to make sure that it sticks to the surface. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So let's get into it. So here's a good example of what, cutting out using the template. So just laid this up in here, and I've got to cut around this part here. So I've sort of just roughly pushed it up to where it's meant to be, and then just marked it, and then I can cut that out, and then once I lay that in there, that'll sit up there. And that's the same with that hole there that was in the floor. Just use the center punch my hole in there, and away you go. Now I'm going to set the challenge. If you're doing this Car Builders Sound Deadener, be anal with it and try and line up the logos. It is overkill, but I reckon if you can line up the logos, you're doing bloody well. Right, so as you can see behind me, I'm making pretty good bloody progress in assembly. So I've got all the uprights done, all the stub axles and brakes and everything all on there, nice. So the next job is pulling this thing down. So this is the engine out of the Commodore, and as you can see, it's got a few leaks, and I've had it on the engine stand overnight, and look, it's even pissing oil there. So I'm going to strip this back now. I'm going to put a whole new seal kit through it, and then hopefully that fixes all the leaks. So like typical spots, around the rocker covers, around the intake manifold, sump, stuff like that. I don't think it's got a blown head gasket because it didn't overheat when I drove it home, but the proof being the pudding if I drop the oil and it's got milky. But there's a little leak around here, right, around where the head joins on, and I'm wondering if it's just a remnants of this one here, and it's just got down there. And that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll just see. So that's the job now, so I'll crack into it. I've gone through and I've taken the sump off. I've actually painted it up so it all looks, nice and new again. Gave it a good degrease, and then pulled the intake manifold off, did all the new seals and everything like that, all the way around. Had a look inside, all looked okay. It had a bit of carbon build up and that, but it wasn't too bad. Did the rocker cover gaskets and that. So all the main areas where these things leak, that heater outlet, that snapped off as well, so I had to put a new one of them on, and just gave it a general tidy up, really. A couple of things I just want to mention as well. If you're doing something like this, it's always good to just think about what are the consumable things while you're sort of doing it. So I did it with this, I did it with the 1VD when I did the 1VD swap, I did it with the Barra swap in the 45 and that as well. Just consumable items like thermostats, water pumps, rear main seals, everything like that. If you can do that now while it's out of the car, it makes everything so much easier to just dump it in and you know that it's going to be fine. You don't need to look at it again, timing belts, things like that. So yeah, I've sort of given it the treatment as well. So yeah, new water pump, new thermostat, new rear main seal, yeah, and just gave it a good tidy up, a good freshen up, and looking pretty good. So now all I've got to do is I've got these little bits and pieces over here now, so like power steering pump and starter, and I can put that on later on. I want to tidy up the wiring harness, so this is the engine harness. I want to tidy that up. Still just got a few little bits and pieces that I'll do, but I can do that after the engine's in. I think I'm going to put this engine in now, get that bolted up, and then all that sort of add-on accessory side of things and that later on. So I'll do that later. But yeah, we're getting there. All of the engine's in, all the brakes are assembled, so that's those Corvette brakes, and they look bloody awesome on there. So yeah, all new rotors, pads, brake lines, everything like that. Gave the engine a nice service, so did all the seals and that, so took all the valley covers off and did all that, gave everything a nice clean, and then yeah, she's bolted it all up. So fuel lines look nice under here now. All the exhaust, I'm probably going to have to redo some of this because it is bloody rigid. Like, it's on there too much. There's not enough flex in it. So something's gone wrong when I've welded it all off. So I'll have to fix all that, but it'll do for the fan day anyway. Fuel tank's in. And then yeah, the coolest new addition is the US Mags Ramblers. So that's, now what I've got to do is I've got to roll the guards because I've got just a little bit, it's just touching. So I went down to Autobarn and picked up one of these fender rollers. So I'll give that a go. Yeah, as you can see, it's only minimal. So I've got to roll that in and that'll give me plenty of clearance there. And then yeah, because they're pretty much a zero offset, so that's why I've got plenty of gap at the back there. But yeah, it's just the fronts a bit how you going, and then I've got plenty of gap on the fronts for turning circles, so I've done all that, so I don't need to worry about rolling that guard, so that's good. Cruise control's in, mounted up, plenty of clearance through there, and then my little secret hiding spot for the washer bottle, that's got all good clearance in that as well. So engine bay looking pretty good. When I had the intake manifold off, gave it a nice birthday, cleaned it up, even painted the little 3.8 with the same colour as the car. I'm going to show you what I did with these fuel rails in a sec. But yeah, just gave everything a nice birthday, just tidied up everything. I actually snapped the alternator. I pulled the alternator apart to give it a clean up, and the bloody housing snapped. How's that? So new alternator on, which is a little unfortunate, but that's what happens on these big builds. Yeah, there's not much else going on in there, but it's coming up quite nice. End up having to go on eBay and to find wiper arms. So I had the wiper arm, but I was missing one of the splines. And so yeah, I found a guy had one of these up, fully restored and that, so that was pretty cool. And then interior wise, got most things sort of put in as they are, as they go. It's going to stay pretty bare like this for the fan day, but yeah, the main thing was just to be able to get it driving up on the trailer, and that'll be pretty cool. Same with the guards. Like, I'll only sort of just keep the guards on, and then I've got to pull it all apart again anyway. So, and then in the back we've got the number plate on, but yeah, fuel tank's in, all the Car Builders Deadener on, which I think you've seen in the time lapse already. So yeah, it's getting there. If you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, make sure you don't miss a single episode that comes out on this build series, and we'll catch you next time.